Back in Foxborough, 24-0 Patriots. Bill McAtee along with Rich Gannon, and total domination in the first half by New England.
You're right, Bill. I mean, the offense has looked real sharp, not only running the football, but throwing it. The defense has taken the ball away twice, and it never hurts when you get a score in the kicking game.
All right, it's time now for our Droid Pro Play, brought to you by Motorola. And the highlight toward the end of the opening half, Brandon Fields with the punt, and the magnificent return by Julian Edelman, 94 yards, a Patriot record, giving New England a lead, 24-0. And there's Tom Brady. Has to be pleased with that opening half. How much do you think we'll see of Tom in the second half? Will we see him at all?
I can't imagine we're going to see a lot of Tom Brady. I don't think it makes a lot of sense, Bill. It's 24-0. I think you get to be smart with your franchise quarterback.
Brandon Tate, a yard deep in the end zone. He brings it out across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Chris Clemens made the stop, and let's take a look at the first half numbers.
Yeah, that's what you call total dominance, and the turnovers, of course, again, a problem for Miami. And Bill, they just haven't been able to generate any big plays, and that's been a problem for this team the entire year. And of course, as we talked earlier, you can't give Tom Brady in this offense extra opportunities, and that's what the Patriots have done an outstanding job of, taking advantage of turnovers and field position.
Tom Brady stays in the game at the start of the second half. Dolphins showing blitz. They keep it on the ground. Fred Taylor with the carry, making his first appearance of the game, and there is a man down on the field, a Miami Dolphin.
Well, I think some people are a little surprised to see Tom Brady out there. Maybe we see him the first series here to start the third quarter.
Jeremiah Bell, the strong safety, is the injured Miami Dolphin. Timeout on the field. We're back, and Jeremiah Bell left the field under his own power. Being looked at on the sideline. Looked like he took a knee to the helmet. Second down for New England. Brady, flag on the play. We've had a lot of penalties today. Incomplete. That was intended for Gronkowski.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Offense number 60. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Call that on Rich Ornberger. Terry McCauley is our referee today.
Then you make a mistake, you go to the sidelines. It's like
that's how it works, huh?
It's like when you're raising kids, you send them to the corner for a timeout.
Ornberger, a fourth-round pick last year out of Penn State. So they move him back, and 2nd and 15 for New England. Fred Taylor is in the backfield with Brady. From the shotgun. Brady gets rid of it. That's caught again by Gronkowski. Had a huge week last week. He's from Western New York and had 2 touchdown receptions against the Bills, and another big day today. 4 catches, 73 yards.
Well, I love how they feature the tight ends in this offense. They use them all, and they all have a specific role. When you think about Rob Gronkowski, he's a very good inline blocker, but he's big and strong, and he makes big plays down the field as well.
From the 43, 1st and 10, Fred Taylor lowers his shoulder, gets it out to the 47-yard line. Rashad Jones made the stop.
Well, you look at this football team, Bill. This is a battle-tested group here in New England. They've played a lot of teams that either are playoff teams or on their way, or at least in contention as we head into the last week of the season. This is a group that has fought a lot of battles.
Sammy Morris, right side, cuts it back. Still some tough hitting going on. 24-0 Patriots lead it. Just underway here in the second half. Tony McDaniel, who rotates in at defensive end, made the stop.
And you start seeing players like Sammy Morris get carries, and Fred Taylor. And these aren't young players. These are veteran players that played in a lot of football games. It's nice to have that type of talent and depth on your roster.
Fred Taylor in his 13th year out of Florida, and Sammy Morris 11th year out of Texas Tech. And Jarvis Green Ellis is back in the game. From the shotgun, Brady underneath. Brandon Tate still loose. Brandon Tate up the sideline and out of bounds. Rashad Jones saved a touchdown.
Well, the problems that they've had in Miami, they have not tackled particularly well in the secondary the last couple weeks. When you throw the ball to these receivers, you got to get them on the ground. 3 different defenders right there to make a play. They can't find a way to get Brandon Tate on the ground. Tom Brady does such a great job throwing them open, putting it on their shoulder, leading them away from that collision.
That was good for 40 yards. So 1st and goal for New England. And Jarvis Green-Ellis picks up 1.
Bill, this offense is like a well-oiled machine. You know, you look at them, the offensive line is playing so well. They have so much depth and talent at the tight end position, at the receiver position. You know, you look at their running backs, they're 4 deep there with Ben Jarvis, Green-Ellis, and Woodhead, and Morris, and Taylor. And, of course, it doesn't hurt when you have the best quarterback in football.
Patriots have scored 30 or more points in 7 straight games. That's 1 shy of their own NFL record of 8. 2nd and goal. Brady. Out to Crumpler. Touchdown. Algie Crumpler. And a souvenir for a young fan. Crumpler caught his first touchdown as a Patriot last week against Buffalo and now has his 2nd.
Well, LJ hasn't gotten a ton of opportunities with those 2 rookie tight ends, but Tom Brady does a great job exploiting matchups. And you're going to see the tight end just release out there. The Culver, the safety, late getting there. Algie Crumpler scores an easy one. Shane
Graham on to try the extra point for the Patriots and make it a 31-0 ball game with 11:30 left to play in the 3rd, and the dominance by New England continues. Algie Crumpler with the touchdown catch. He's provided such a veteran presence for these young tight ends, Gronkowski and Hernandez, here in New England. Elected team captain a few weeks into the season. This is Marlon Moore with some running room up the sideline and out of bounds. And the Miami Dolphins will come out on offense, but trailing 31-0. Algie Crumpler, the 4-time Pro Bowler, he's been a wonderful addition to this New England Patriots offense. Another example, Rich, of the little things that the Patriots do so well.
Yeah, an unselfish player, Bill, that has really taken advantage of the opportunity here in New England and helped those young players.
And Henny is plowed under. Vince Wilfork with the sack.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 95, illegal helmet contact to the quarterback. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
They call it on New England, and there is a Miami Dolphin down on the field. That's Richie Incognito. Let's take another look.
Well, that hurts. I mean, that's amazing, the pressure that they get up inside. A little stunt game inside, and they don't even block Vince Wilfork. He just drives Chad Henne right to the ground.
So Cognito's a tough guy. Gets up, leaving the field under his own power.
Well, they've had problems up front, Bill, with the offensive line with the health. Incognito actually played center last week.
Boy, another look, that's helmet to helmet.
That's tough on a player like Vince Wilfork, the quarterback, right at the last second, lowers his left shoulder and his head, and Vince Wilfork can't make the adjustment at the last second.
So a first down for the Dolphins. They'll spot it at the Miami 48-yard line. Patriots have been dominant on both sides of the football today. Marshall was the motion man. Henne batted down, tipped it incomplete.
Well, as you look at this New England defense, what they do is they take away what you do well and what you want to do, and I think they force you to have to adjust. And I think that the Dolphins don't want to have to throw the football a lot in this game, and that's what New England comes in. Whichever back is in the game, they don't let them get started. They've taken Brandon Marshall out of the game. They don't give up a lot of big plays there. This is a well-coached group on defense.
Eric Moore, who's had a nice day, tipped the football. So 2nd and 10 now. They try to run the screen. Great penetration once again by New England. There's no chance to set that up. Mayo is in the backfield in a flash.
Well, you can't let linebackers just run clean right up the middle of the offensive line. I mean, he comes clear right between the center guard gap. And Chad Henne, he's got nothing else to do there but throw the ball away and not take a sack. The protection not as good as it should be up inside.
Mayo again named to the AFC Pro Bowl squad this week for the first time. Timeout called by Miami. 31-0 Patriots, 10:52 left in the third. Third down for the Miami Dolphins, 3rd and 10. They have to get it to the New England 42 for a first down. Here they come on the blitz. Henne sacked again. The ball came loose, but the Dolphins will retain possession, and again a powerful rush by Vince Wilfork.
Well, they don't even block. Vince Wilfork, Bill, he's having an outstanding day in the middle of that defensive line. They bring pressure on the outside, and he splits the double team and comes right up the middle there. They've had a number of protection breakdowns. When you study this offense on film, they're not all on the same page in terms of the communication and the assignments.
Edelman awaits the punt. And brought down after a nifty return at the 15-yard line. Kouamisi made the stop after a 53-yard punt. Well, a new team takes the field tomorrow morning on CBS. Start your day with Erica Hill, Chris Raggi, Jeff Glor, and Marisol Castro. The early show, brand new, beginning tomorrow right here on CBS.
Well, it shows you what kind of team player Tom Brady is. He's out there trying to help Brian Hoyer get warmed up between series. He's probably done for the day. Bill, you and I talked about, we thought maybe he'd start the second half, get that one series out of the way in the third quarter.
So Brian Hoyer in his second year out of Michigan State, back in. He played a couple of snaps earlier in the game. Short drop. They run the slant. That's caught by Taylor Price, the rookie out of Ohio. This is his first game active in the National Football League. They like him. He's a big target. 3rd-round draft pick.
And remember now, there's some young players that have been dying for an opportunity to get on the field. And the last thing they want to do is pull off. I mean, they want to make some plays. I like the fact that Bill O'Brien is giving these young players a chance to be aggressive on the early downs.
That was good for 17 yards. It moves the chains. Jarvis Green Ellis, right side. Picks up a couple. Patriots trying to conclude the regular season. The perfect record here in Foxborough, trying to go 8-0 at home for the 2nd straight year. The Dolphins, meanwhile, had been a great team on the road. They came in 6-1 away from Miami, but finished up the season at home last week at 1-7.
We got a good look there at Bill O'Brien, the quarterback coach and play caller here in New England. He's done an outstanding job with this offense this year.
Power I formation, play action, still aggressive, the Patriots. Tipped away, intended for Gronkowski. Solid coverage by Vontae Davis. Davis has emerged this season as one of the talented young cornerbacks in the league. Teams just don't go at him very often.
And that's the kind of respect they have for a tight end like Gronkowski. You got one of your better cover corners, Vontae Davis, who gets matched up on the tight end.
Timed that perfectly, so 3rd and 8 for New England. Patriots lead it 31-0. Just under 9 minutes to go in the third. Hoyer into double coverage, and that's caught by Gronkowski, and that was a gutsy throw. Good for a first down.
You know, the thing with a tight end like Gronkowski, he's 6'6" and he's 265 pounds. And even though you think you have him covered, he's like a big basketball player, like a Tony Gonzalez down there in Atlanta. He posts up, and it makes it difficult for those corners and safeties to get around him to make a play on the ball.
He's had a tremendous rookie year. 10 touchdown catches to lead the Patriots. 1st and 10 for New England. Keep it on the ground. Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, former undrafted free agent out of Ole Miss. He's been a tremendous story. He had only 100 carries total in his first 2 seasons. Came in today as the Patriots' leading rusher, only 72 yards short of a 1,000-yard season. So far, 11 carries for 41 yards.
And the thing I like about these New England backs, they're all very good in the passing game, not just in terms of their route running, but their ability to protect for the quarterbacks.
2nd and 5. Green Ellis. It's going to be about a yard short of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd down.
You know, I really got a kick, Bill, when we had a chance to talk to Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis the other day. And, you know, to a man, when you talk to this football team, they refuse to talk about individual accomplishments. It's never me or I. It's always we and us. It's always about the team goals. And I think that's indicative of that man right there, Bill Belichick. He's taught these players the importance of winning football games collectively as a team.
So 3rd and 1 for New England. Hoyer guns it, incomplete. Might have led Edelman just a little too much. That'll bring up 4th down.
You figure Hoyer and Edelman, they get a lot of time together in practice. They're getting a lot of scout team reps. You can see Hoyer just misses this one. That's one he'd like to have back.
So the Patriots are going to have a decision to make here on 4th down. They're going to go for it. 4th and 1.
Well, they're just relentless, and why not? With the way your defense is playing right now, Miami can't make a 1st down.
Power I formation. They try to draw him off sides. That's going to be a 1st down anyway, and a flag on the other side of the field. Dolphins are indicating that it was against
Offside.
New England.
Defense number 96. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
So they call it on Paul Solei.
Well, just a great example of a team understanding the situation. You see Brian Hoyer uses a hard count. He gets Solei to jump. This is a team that clearly understands situational football. I don't think there's anyone better in the league than the New England Patriots.
1st and 10. The Miami territory. Fake the reverse to Edelman. Hoyer slings it up top for Tate. Touchdown! Brandon Tate. And there's a flag on the field back at midfield. And that's going to be against Miami. Apparently they're going to pick it up, so no penalty. And Shane Graham on to try the extra point and extend the New England lead. 38-0. What a way to head into the bye week and get ready for a Super Bowl run. .42 yards on the touchdown pass from Brian Hoyer to Brandon Tate. Tate's 3rd touchdown reception of the season, and there was a roughing the passer penalty on the touchdown throw, so it's being enforced here on the kickoff. Patriots will kick it off from the 45-yard line. High short kick. Cobbs brought down short of the 20. And let's take another look, Rich, at the touchdown pass.
Well, it's all about illusion and disguise with this football team, and what they want to do is they want to fake the end around. They want to freeze that secondary And of course, they want to get one of their faster players, Brandon Tate, up on the safety, Chris Clemens, and that's a mismatch. An incredible throw by Brian Hoyer gets it done. That looked a lot like Tom Brady. I mean, the action of the footwork and the quarterback, and of course, a perfect throw gets it done.
Tyler Thigpen is back in the game for the Dolphins. 1st and 10. Thigpen. And that was a nice catch by Brandon Marshall. And that's the kind of thing he's been talking about. He said, hey, just throw it up there and let me go get it.
Well, that's a great example of it. Very Tom Brady-esque. You can see the hit right there by Paul Soliai. A little high, up under the face mask and the chin of Brian Hoyer.
First career NFL touchdown pass in the regular season for Brian Hoyer. So a milestone for him. Just under 6 minutes left to go in the third. Thigpen back to the sideline. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Brandon Marshall. 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass to Marshall. Thigpen checks it down. Polite. And he's into New England territory. Win today, that means they can avoid a trip here to New England until the AFC Championship game. The Patriots keep winning. Thigpen. Big rush from New England and just barely got it off, intended for Devon Bess.
Well, they never let you get comfortable back there. The ball has to come out quick. They do a good job bringing pressure from each level of the defense. And you look at Tony Sperano. You feel the frustration. Bill, you and I sat down with them last night. Just really disappointed, particularly with the offense. The offense has not played particularly well in the last month.
A lot of debate about the future of Tony Sperano in Miami as the Dolphins are facing a 4th down, 4th and 3. Here they come on the blitz. Incomplete. Marlon Moore was the intended receiver, and McCourty had a chance at a 2nd interception. So it will go over on downs to the Patriots.
And what they do is when they see this empty backfield set, they're going to bring one more than you can block. And so from a quarterback's perspective, the ball has to come out. You see right there, Gary Guyton, he had a clear shot at the quarterback. They throw the ball before the receiver is even looking.
So the Patriots take over, 1st and 10, close to midfield from their own 47-yard line. They lead it 38-0. Edelman is the motion man. Jarvis Green-Ellis trying to get to 1,000 yards for the season. Came in just short. Don't forget, coming up next here on CBS Sports, the Colts win and they're in, while the Jaguars need a win and some help. Check your local listings for the game in your area.
You know, it's really incredible when you think about what the Colts have been able to accomplish this year, Bill. You look at their injured reserve list, it's a who's who. A number of starters on both sides of the ball. Number 18, Peyton Manning, has been able to keep that thing together.
2nd and 8. Hoyer. Incomplete. Threw it behind Gronkowski. Then Jarvis Green-Ellis came in needing 72 yards for a 1,000-yard season. And right now he has 13 carries for 47.
And we tried to get him to talk about that the other day. He wouldn't. Was not interested in talking about individual goals and accomplishments. And I think that it's indicative of all these players.
So 3rd and 8 for New England. Tom Brady played a series here in the 2nd half after playing the entire 1st half. And that was it in a timeout called by New England. 4:17 left to go in the 3rd. Such a tremendous success here in New England, and you look forward to the offseason for the Patriots. They'll have 3 of the first 33 picks in the draft next April. Carolina's already sewn up the #1 pick overall. The Patriots, because of a draft day trade last year, will have the Panthers pick in the 2nd round, which will be 33rd overall. They also have the Raiders' 1st round pick because of the Richard Seymour deal. Right now, that's anywhere from 12 to 18, plus their own. So it's conceivable they'll have somewhere in the vicinity of 7 of the top 100 picks in the draft as the Patriots get a 1st down. Then Jarvis Green-Ellis Tim Dobbins made the stop, but that'll move the chains.
Boy, they do a nice job on the right side of that offensive line, getting movement at the point of attack and then coming off on the second level and getting a hat on those linebackers.
We're talking about the draft scenario upcoming for New England. People wonder how the Patriots contend year in and year out. There you go. It's not an accident. Green Ellis once again picks up a couple. Paul Soliai made the stop. And since 2002, when they had a guy named Gannon at quarterback. Green Ellis again. Another nice pickup. Down to about the 31-yard line. Tyrone Culver, the safety, made the tackle.
And you know the Raiders aren't going to go down easily in Kansas City, Bill. They've won the last 3 meetings in Kansas City. And when they can run the football, they're a dangerous football team. You saw Michael Bush there and Darren McFadden. That's really the key for them. When they run the ball well, they usually have a chance anyway to be around in the fourth quarter.
Now 6 yards shy of a 1,000-yard season. High formation on third down. Hoyer. Lots of time. Caught again by Gronkowski, who continues to have a monster game. Clemens made the tackle.
Well, they do a nice job with the play action, and of course that gets Gronkowski up on the linebackers. He runs right through them, and now the safety has to make the play. And from a quarterback's perspective, I love big tight ends, and that's what Gronkowski is. He's 6'6". He's got big long arms, and he runs routes like a receiver.
That was good for a pickup of 19 yards. So 1st and 10 for New England. Deep in Miami territory, already leading 38-0. Play clock winding down, just got it off. Green Ellis, still just short of 1,000. Randy Starks made the tackle.
Well, I love the way they utilize the tight ends in this offense. That last play, we got a good look. You see Crumpler and Gronkowski there. I mean, you put 2 of those players on the end of the line of scrimmage. I mean, they're nothing more than big tackles. And I mean, they can move people in the running game.
Talked to Tony Sperano about Gronkowski. He said he's a complete tight end. Green Ellis slips trying to get to the corner, and we've got a flag. For Jarvis Green Ellis, we saw the graphic earlier. If he goes over 1,000, he'll be New England's first 1,000-yard rusher since Corey Dillon.
Offense number 82. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Dillon setting a franchise record with 1,635 yards back in 2004.
Well, we jinxed L.J. Crumpler. We were saying all those good things about him, and he gets a holding penalty. Here's a guy that I think, Bill, you mentioned he's had success in other places. You know, he's had a great career in Atlanta and Tennessee, and I think after 10 years, he realizes this is a unique opportunity to come to New England and contend for a world championship.
4-time Pro Bowler. The delayed Green Ellis. Dolphins are there. Channing Crowder, who's been quiet today, made the stop. That'll bring up 3rd and long.
Well, we haven't had a lot of positive things to say, but you know what? This Miami defense, you know, you look at the numbers. They're number 3 in total defense. They've been 6th against the run, 7th against the pass. There's a lot of talent on that side of the ball, and I think that defensive coordinator Mike Nolan has done an outstanding job. You know, you think about all the different places that he has been. He's served as a defensive coordinator in 6 different places. The Giants, Washington, the Jets, the Ravens, and the Broncos, and everywhere he's been, his units have been successful.
So that's the end of the 3rd quarter. With our score, the Patriots leading 38-0. We'll return to Foxborough after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Ready to start the final quarter. The Patriots lead at 38-0. New England with 210 yards in the 3rd quarter. Miami with just 18. 3rd and a bunch. 3rd and 18 for New England. Green Ellis. Tough yards just inside the 20 and brought down by Tony McDaniel. That'll bring up 4th down. And there you go. New England over 400 total yards. Miami just 165.
Yeah, total dominance, Bill. And it really controlled the time of possession as well. See Miami having a difficult time making the substitutions defensively.
So the Dolphins take a timeout, just underway here in the fourth. We're back. Tom Brady is done for the day. Patriots facing a 4th and 16. Ball is just inside the Miami 20-yard line. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Jarvis Green Ellis, 2 yards short of a 1,000-yard season, and he's got it. Green Ellis down inside the 10-yard line. Channing Crowder made the stop. So it will go over on downs to the Miami Dolphins, but not before Jarvis Green Ellis has a 1,000-yard season. We're back, and Jarvis Green Ellis got a standing ovation. They gave him the ball that he used to go over 1,000 yards, and the Patriots have their first 1,000-yard rusher since 2004. Dolphins take over, 1st and 10, inside their own 10-yard line. Thigpen, lots of time, and finally guns it to the sideline. Nice catch by Devon Bess. It's going to be just short of a 1st down.
Well, it's quite an accomplishment, especially in this offense, Bill. You think about how much they throw the football, how they platoon the backs. We see a lot of Danny Woodhead, and Jarvis Green Ellis, just 3 starts prior to this season, 13 rushing touchdowns, 2nd in the NFL coming into today's game.
It is surprising when you think about it that given all the Patriots' success, they have not had a 1,000-yard rusher since 2004.
I think a lot of it has to do with number 12. I mean, he throws the ball so well to make a lot of big plays in the passing game, and run is kind of secondary here.
Up the sideline, intended for Bess, incomplete. Jarvis Green Ellis, 20 carries today, 80 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, and he got it going early in the game. And again, the off-tackle runs, and he can run with some power inside the red zone. Of course, the way they utilize him in the passing game, and that's important. You can see Bill Belichick there, happy for Jarvis Green Ellis, who, as you said, went over 1,000 yards. It's a great accomplishment in this system.
Coming off a 100-yard game last week. Second 100-yard game of the season, 104 yards against Buffalo. They run the slant to Marshall. He's always been good with yards after the catch. It's so tough to bring down into New England territory. Brandon Marshall caught 10 passes for 102 yards last week against Detroit.
And Darius Butler was struggling to keep with them. Just a little inside route to Brandon Marshall. He makes the first tackler miss. Now you got to catch him. He has those long strides, and he uses that right arm so well with the stiff arm, keeping Butler off him.
That was good for 35 yards. Miami trying to get on the board, trailing 38-0. Just over 13 minutes left to play. Thigpen, incomplete. Bess was the intended receiver. Brandon Marshall and Devon Bess had combined for a Miami club record 157 receptions. And the Ravens needing a win and hope the Steelers lose at Cleveland to win the AFC North and get a bye in the first round. Thigpen. Bess should have caught that. Incomplete. Years to come down in Tampa Bay. And the Dolphins take a timeout on 3rd and 10. 12:54 left to play in New England. After the timeout, 12:54 left to play. 3rd and 10 for Miami. Brady has continued his streak without an interception. Solid day, 10 of 16, 199 and 2 touchdowns. From the New England 46-yard line. Tyler Thigpen in at quarterback for the Dolphins. From the blind side, sacked. Rob Ninkovich, who's had a big day. Played for the Dolphins back in 2007, and he has the sack.
Well, this isn't something we typically see. You're going to see Ninkovich down here at the bottom going up against the Pro Bowler. And You know, I know he's not healthy. You can see he's struggling a little bit with that left arm, Jake Long, but he just beats him right around the edge to the quarterback.
So that'll bring up 4th and 18, and we'll see Brandon Fields. Edelman back deep. He's going to return this one from the 4. Reversing his field. And brought down just across the 5-yard line after a 51-yard punt. Nate Ness made the stop. Patriots take over deep in their own territory from their own 7-yard line. Danny Woodhead, the real thing, and then one of the fans with a Woodhead. One of many in attendance. They run the slant to Taylor Price. And if he had one more step, he would have been gone. Patriots have been like a machine today, and they've done it without some of their key playmakers. Wes Welker, Deion Branch, Aaron Hernandez, Dan Connolly, all inactive today.
Yeah, I think it speaks volumes about the talent and depth that they have on this roster. You think 22 of their players are either first or second-year players in the National Football League. They've always done a great job developing young players in the system.
18 yards on the catch by Price. 1st and 10, just under 12 minutes left. Fred Taylor. Patriots keep it on the ground. Out close to the 28-yard line. And who has shined for New England today? Well, Tom Brady, now at 335 pass attempts without an interception to extend his streak. Green Ellis goes over 1,000 yards, and Edelman sets a club record with a 94-yard punt return.
And he also made some big plays offensively for Tom Brady. Really took advantage of the fact that Wes Welker wasn't up today.
2nd and 7. Brian Hoyer replaced Brady early in the 3rd. Taylor wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. You know, it's easy to overlook what the Patriots have done today because the Dolphins are out of the playoff picture, but Miami came in with a solid defense. They were ranked 3rd in the National Football League. And New England has just rolled.
Yeah, and what you got to do, we talked earlier, Bill, you got to try and keep it close, make them play 4 quarters of football. You can't let them race off to a fast start. And what they've done all season. I mean, the Patriots have outscored their opponents by 100 or more points in the first half alone this season.
3rd and 7. Edelman cuts it back inside, and he has a first down. And don't forget, coming up next here on CBS Sports, the Colts win, and they're in, while the Jaguars need a win and some help. Check your local listings for the game in your area. The NFL on CBS. Moves the chains for New England.
Well, the good news for Indy right now, Bill, is that they're running the ball on offense, and the defense has been much better here in the last month at stopping the run.
1st and 10. Taylor over right tackle just across the 40-yard line. Another nice show in terms of offensive production for New England. Again, over 30 points.
Yeah, you look at it. Well, coming into today's game, there were 7 consecutive games with 30 or more points and no turnovers. Now, they turned it over today, but my goodness, they score a lot of points. They take advantage of opportunities that their defense generates for them with the turnovers. And that guy there, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
They'll have a bye week and then begin play as the #1 seed in the AFC. Taylor able to pop through and brought down at the 43-yard line. The turnover differential, and this is just unheard of, plus 28.
Yeah, on pace to break the record for fewest offensive turnovers in a season. The record is 13, and you know, when they win the turnover battle, the numbers are staggering. They're 82-3 since 2001 and a perfect 12-0 this season.
3rd and 5 as the clock continues to run. Brian Hoyer in his 2nd year out of Michigan State running the New England offense. Taylor Price, forward progress. That's going to be enough for a first down.
Well, I'll tell you, the rookie out of Ohio has been impressive. This Taylor Price. He's made a number of really nice catches. Runs this little stop route. Watch him go up and get the ball. And I've really been impressed with the way he runs slants. He doesn't waste a lot of time at the line of scrimmage.
Third-round draft pick. This is his very first NFL game in the regular season. 3 catches, 41 yards. Fresh set of downs for the Patriots near midfield. Fred Taylor, the veteran, still on his feet. Great second effort down close to the 42-yard line.
Well, there's a guy that's moved a lot of piles over the year. It's kind of fun to see Fred Taylor out there. There's a guy that hasn't gotten a ton of opportunities this year, but had kind of a Hall of Fame career in his own right. Think about all those great years that he had down there in Jacksonville.
Well, Miami had been tough against the run. They allowed Detroit just 67 yards last week on the ground. They've given up an average of only 2.6 over the last 5 games coming in. Taylor again moves the pile down to the 36-yard line.
And Rich Gannon.
And the number 3 seed will not have to play here in New England until the AFC Championship game as Fred Taylor gets the call. Gets it down to about the 35-yard line and a little extra pushing and shoving. Some frustration on the Miami side.
Boy, a little surprise with the Kansas City-Oakland score, Bill. Kansas City has not lost at home this year. They've been outstanding at Arrowhead's a perfect 7-0 coming into today's game.
Pickup of 1, 2nd and 9 coming up for the Patriots inside of 6 minutes remaining. Patriots have not lost since week 9 at Cleveland. Taylor again. Just taking time off the clock. Well, Bill Belichick will give him the win here, and that will be an NFL record. 4 14-win seasons as head coach. No one's ever done that before in the National Football League.
Yeah, I think he's the best in the business. Bill, 11 seasons here in New England where they've won over 70% of their games. 3 Super Bowls, 4 conference titles. Does a great job preparing his football team each and every week.
They run the end around to Edelman. Stays in bounds. Clock continues to run. They even take time off the clock well. That was the 12th play of the drive and another first down for New England.
Well, we saw the pass off for this earlier. Now they're actually going to handle it to Julian Edelman. He doesn't want to go out of bounds. Remember, these are a lot of players. You think about the offensive line, the players that are in the game right now have not had a lot of opportunities.
Well, Edelman's taken advantage of it, Rich. A 94-yard punt return for a touchdown. He's had 3 receptions for 72 yards. Thomas Clayton is in the backfield now for New England, trying to get to the edge and brought down. For the Miami Dolphins, they could be making some wholesale changes in the offseason. They have a number of players, including Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams, who could be playing their last game in a Miami uniform. The Dolphins will have to make some major decisions on guys like Richie Incognito, Paul Soliai, Tony McDaniel. There's also Chad Henne, who admitted this week to the media in Miami that he's not fully sure where his future will be.
Yeah, they're kind of hobbling to the finish line, the Dolphins. And, you know, they've lost 3 of the last 4 coming into today's game. Home games to Cleveland, Buffalo, Detroit, not exactly playoff teams.
2nd and 6.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's one of the few things that has gone wrong today for the Patriots. And as well as things have gone, you know that sticks in his craw a little bit.
Well, the mental errors, and that's not something you see. You see Tom Brady over there. You know someone's going to get in trouble for that tomorrow in the film room.
Thomas Clayton remains in the game, 2nd-year man out of K-State. Wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Channing Crowder. Tony Sparano revealed this week that he has talked with Steve Ross the Dolphins owner recently, but he declined to say what was discussed, only that he's looking forward to having the chance after this week to sit down and talk about the team and the future.
Well, Stephen Ross came out and said he's as frustrated as any fan, and he's made no promises about the head coach's status. And I think the thing that's really troubled him more than anything is their league worst 1-7 record at home. I mean, the Dolphins have not been good down in Miami.
3rd and 10. Incomplete. Gronkowski was the intended receiver. Crowd wants a flag, but they will not call pass interference. Tyrone Culver, the safety in his 5th year out of Fresno State, had the coverage.
Well, Rob Gronkowski, he's a handful, Bill. He gets up on these safeties. We talked about his long wingspan there. You see Tyrone Culver coming in over the right shoulder.
6 catches today for Gronkowski, 102 yards and a touchdown.
And where these tight ends have been so good is in the red zone. All 3 of them, really.
So 4th and 10. Play clock down to just get it off at 2 seconds. Clayton gets it back to the line of scrimmage, and it will go over on downs to Miami. 2:48 left to play. 38-0 Patriots. Well, the last time the Patriots were the #1 seed in the AFC was in 2007. Tom Brady threw for an NFL record 50 touchdowns. The Patriots, of course, went 16-0 in the regular season, and after 18 straight wins, they met the Giants in the Super Bowl, and the Giants were able to pull the upset 17-14. Capping what had been a magnificent season for the New England Patriots. 15 plays, by the way, on that previous drive. It took 9.5 minutes off the clock. Brandon Marshall. First down out to about the 33-yard line.
Pretty good throw there by Tyler Thigpen. He actually had to get that one over the flat defender, Jared Page. You have that luxury with a 6'4" receiver like Brandon Marshall.
One problem for the Dolphins passing game is that teams have been rolling to Marshall's side, and it has limited his ability to make big plays. He came in with only 3 plays of 25 yards or more. 1st and 10. Intended for Marshall, incomplete. Late flag. That stops the clock at 2:39. Darius Butler with the coverage.
There's no foul for offensive pass interference. 2nd down.
So they'll pick it up. That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Well, they need more team speed on offense, Bill. I think that's you think about not having Brian Hartline, that hasn't helped. Having to move Devon Best outside, where I think he struggles a little bit. Not the fastest guy in terms of the speed. He's more of a quicker guy that I think really flourishes in the slot.
Pin incomplete. Miscommunication with Marshall. Stop the clock at 2:34. Dolphins without Anthony Fasano today. Came in with 39 catches, over 500 yards and 4 touchdowns, but out with a knee injury. And that hasn't helped the Miami cause. It's been a frustrating day for Tony Sparano.
Well, there'll definitely be some changes, I think, on the staff at some point. And there's been some speculation that offensive coordinator Dan Henning may retire. They have to address the quarterback situation, what they're going to do there.
3rd and 10 for the Dolphins. Thigpen on the move. Being pursued from behind. And slings it. Didn't throw it out of bounds, and we have a flag.
You know I gave you that, right? You know I gave you that, right?
Darius Butler had the coverage on the pass intended for Marshall, and Marshall came up
Pass
saying he was pushed.
Defense number 28. Automatic 1st down.
And they call it on Butler, and a 1st down for Miami.
Yeah, he got greedy. And that's the problem when you have a big, tall receiver like Brandon Marshall. I don't think Darius Butler really had to do anything. I mean, he was going to be over Brandon's head. trying to make a play on the ball.
Well, Thigpen didn't throw it away. Did a good job not running out of bounds. Crowd doesn't like it. Those who remain here in Foxborough. 1st and 10. From the New England 34. Thigpen floats it out. Caught by Ronnie Brown. And another first down for Miami.
Well, this is a defense that has a lot of pride. Bill, you look up at that scoreboard, 38-0. They want to pitch a shutout. It's not easy to do in this business. They've played some really good football defensively here in New England last month.
2:17 left to play. 38-0 New England. Brown alone in the backfield. Thigpen. Oh, what a catch by Bess and a touchdown. A one-hander from Devon Bess. And the Dolphins are finally on the board.
Boy, Darius Butler, he doesn't know what else to do. I mean, this is good coverage. This is just a perfect throw and an incredible catch and great concentration by Devon Bess. He does a nice job getting both feet in bounds. Here's an example of a quarterback giving the receiver a chance to make a play.
4th touchdown catch of the season for the third-year man out of the University of Hawaii. That was good for 21 yards. Carpenter on to try the extra point, and it's good. And finally, Miami is on the board with 2:11 left to play. 38-7 New England. And once again, coming up next year on CBS Sports on this doubleheader Sunday, the Colts win and they're in. The Jaguars need a win and some help. Check your local listings for the game in your area.
Boy, the Colts can clinch the AFC South, Bill, I believe, for the 7th time in the last 8 seasons. I mean, that's incredible. The consistency and the production that they've had there in Indianapolis. Reminds you a little bit of this crew in the blue. A lot of it has to do with the quarterbacks. It's very hard to have a lot of success in this business without consistency and production at the quarterback position. They have that here in New England with Tom Brady, and they certainly have it in Indianapolis as well with Peyton Manning.
And under Mr. Kraft and Bill Belichick, won the AFC East now 7 of the last 8 seasons. They've gotten to the playoffs 8 of the last 11 years, 4 Super Bowls, 3 World Championships since 2001. One of the great organizations in sports. Pooch kick. Brandon Tate lets it go out of bounds. So they took 9.5 minutes off the clock in the previous drive. Give it to Clayton. Clayton in his 2nd year out of Kansas State. And that will take us down to the 2-minute warning. Patriots with another 14-win season heading to the playoffs. 38-7 New England. The Patriots couldn't ask for a better way to end the regular season and head into the postseason. They'll have a bye next week. Thomas Clayton is the deep back. Clayton gets it. Out across the 45. Close to the 47-yard line. It's been impressive today from New England on both sides of the football. Jarvis Green Ellis there, over 1,000 yards for the season. Tom Brady, his streak without an interception continues. Solid day from Brady, 10 of 16 for 199, 2 touchdowns. Played until the first series of the second half. And I'll tell you, Julian Edelman has had one to remember. 94-yard punt return for a touchdown. He's had 3 catches for 72 yards. 3rd and 3 for New England. Clayton leaps one man and is into Miami territory, and a first down.
And another positive, I think the running game has really picked up at the right time. They ran for a season high 217 yards last week against Buffalo. You look over the statistics today, 182 yards rushing against what I think is a very good front seven for Miami.
And if you're joining us late, Danny Woodhead left the game with a head injury and has not returned. Bill Belichick now can forget about the regular season and move forward. Talked to the Patriots about their 14-win season, and they said, well, you know, our goals are still in front of us. But it's been a terrific regular season for the New England Patriots, and a tough one, especially down the stretch for the Miami Dolphins. The Patriots are going to win it 38-7. Tony Sperano will go back home, and the Dolphins will try to figure out their future. Patriots finish with the best record in the National Football League. And